experience behind them, and they have a certain amount of information. Unfortunately today any computer can be hacked. The only computer in this world that can't be hacked is one that's not connected to the internet. Unfortunately that's the way it is, and this has been the case for many years. For someone to say or come into the computer room and say, PC Kiermon, you hacked me. Hacking is very hard to prove unless you have a number of devices that you're able to log the database, you're able to understand how to read TCP packets, which is data, and UDP packets, which is larger packets for videos and stuff like that. If you understand how to read them, then there is a chance you can spot bad traffic coming out of your network. I don't claim to be an expert, okay? I don't claim to be an expert. But I was tested for 5 years by a programmer, by a person who I know is been at computer technology for more than 10 years, and he knows how to write programming, by a script kiddy who is a person, in my belief, to be a menace who uses a program. I was tested. Computer worms, trojans, you name it, I got them. But I learnt how to analyse the traffic coming in and out of my network. I learnt how to be one ahead, or try to be one ahead, and catch a certain amount of information. I got the port number, I got the IP address, I got the Trojan name, and I got the time. So what did I do with it? Well, I didn't give it to my local police force because I might as well give them a loaf of bread. No disrespect to them. Because most police forces have a crime unit, a computer crime unit. But quite a number of normal police officers don't understand technology. There's quite a number of them don't understand. And they're confused. Okay. Now, obviously, I used a program. Okay. I used a hacker tool to defend myself. I didn't have a choice. So I had to find out, you know, this guy is using a static IP address. What is his game? Why is he doing it? What is he hitting me with? What is it? What does this ROT29 do? So I had to learn all that first. Now, some people never experience this. Some people, their computer goes slow, they get infected, they try to remove it, or they wipe their system. It does take time to learn any operating system. It takes time to learn how to use a browser, how to shut your computer off, how to restart it. But it is a good idea to learn how to operate it. Have you got remote access on your computer tonight? Is it open? Have you got Telenet port LAN open? Unfortunately, Microsoft have left a lot of back doors in Windows operating systems. Some are services that we require, and some can be disabled for security reasons. Obviously, your security product comes into play. Every product is set by default. Turn off the ICM pings. Block it in your security product where port scanner can't reach your system. Set it up that it drops the packet quietly, because traffic talks on the internet. When you use a computer and you bring up your browser, it talks on the quiet to another server or another computer. It says hello without you saying it, hello. And it checks that certificate. Sometimes it checks something else and it lets you bring up your browser. If someone is using a port scanner and they're scanning your computer, they're looking for an open port. That's one way of many of getting access to it. If they're pinging your computer and your computer saying, hello, yes, I'm here, what about you? Then they know you're online. They know they've got a certain amount of info. But if they're pinging your computer and the packets drop quietly, they're not getting an answer. If your telephone rings and you pick it up and you say nothing, 9 out of 10, the person will hang up. So it's how you teach your computer to talk while you're on the internet. You don't want to block it down too much because you won't get a web page up at all. So a few simple procedures can save you a bit of time and a bit of hassle. Friends, there is quite a number of websites where you can report how many people tonight use a security product on their computer. How many people actually look at the firewall logs to see what data it has stopped? I would say very few. There is certain type of attacks that firewalls will accept. These are things that you can learn in the near future. As I say, friends, I cannot secure my own computer 100%, but I can do my best to protect you. Okay, so move on to this particular one here. I come across this particular infection. It's a Merge Anti-Bot 3.0. Okay, it's a program, this one. And basically this program is free to use. It will protect your computer against what they call the SpyEye. Okay, it's a family of malware. Okay, and this one has been highlighted on the internet pretty recently. Now, most security products will stop most of this stuff, but unfortunately there's new ones coming out every day, and this is for Windows computers. And this here will basically add a database to your host file, and it updates automatically. It doesn't interfere with your security products. It's not a virus scanner, okay? It's not a standalone tool. It is a program. It's a very simple program to use, but it will protect you from this particular piece of spyware, okay? And it also will stop your computer from going to certain sites that will infect you with this. I believe it uses a barely of 7 megabytes of RAM. It's a Merge Anti-Bot 3.0. Now, as I say, to basically finish up with the topics tonight, friends, what I want to talk about is cybercrime. In my opinion, from what I know about it from Windows 95, it's getting unbelievable. It's like a cat and mouse game. As soon as the companies develop something to patch a hole, when a program becomes vulnerable, or someone could use that program to get access to your computer. Okay, now some people say to me, I don't care, I've got nothing to hide. Let me give you a thought to think about. Is your computer hard drive set up where you can't encrypt, or a program cannot encrypt pages to your disk? That's the first question I'd like to ask you. If it's not, here's what can happen. If someone takes a dislike to you and they send you an email and they put pornographic on your computer and they phone your local police, hello, I'd like to report that Mickey Jackson has got child pornographic on his computer and he lives in blah blah blah. What happens? You get a wee knock at your door. With reason to believe, sir, you've got pornographic on your computer. Would like to see your device. What are you going to do? Oh, I didn't put it there. Are they going to believe you? You know what I mean? So They also can use your hard drive. If I have a computer with 10 gigabytes and I know that you've got a computer with 1 terabyte, I can use part of your computer without you knowing. I can encrypt and hide the file on your system, you won't find it. Now, if you try to format your computer and I have it encrypted, you will not take it off. I don't care what any experts told you, you will not take it off. Okay? Now you can check that information out on the internet. Can I wipe my hard drive clean if someone has encrypted a petition or something on my computer where you can't see it? You cannot take it off. A low level format will not take it off. So friends, when you're setting up your computer, there's some stuff that is on by default. Remote assistance. Go in and untick it. If you're not sure in Windows 7, Windows XP or Vista, I'd be quite happy to show you how to do it. But remember, there's no magic wand, no computer guy. Liquid Silver will tell you. And the reason I mention Liquid Silver is because he knows this game. There's no magic wands in fixing computers, friends. It's up to the individual on how they use it. It's up to the individual on what they install on it. Don't fill your computer full of crap. Don't have too many programs running in the background, and keep your eye on the ball. I will save you the trouble, Tax will save you the trouble, and so will Steve. Come to the computer room every 2 weeks on Sunday night. If there's something there that I think is important to you, as far as cybercrime is concerned, I will tell you. I will help you to keep a virus up your computer. In return, a wee bit of support. That's all. So if you want to test this particular one out here, okay, it's Anti-Bolt 3.0. If you type it into Google, you can install it. It'll run in the background. It does give you the download for download crew. Be careful when you're installing products from some of these sites. Now this site is safe, believe it or not. Some people say it isn't. You can, when you're installing software, you can get toolbars. And this is how they get paid for their free programs. Okay? Untick it and take your time when you're installing it. You also can edit your host file on your computer, whether it's MacBook, Linux or Windows. And there is, if you go to Google and type in block spyware by host file, there's quite a lot of ways, easy ways. It will explain what you can do. It's very simple. I have covered videos in the past of this one. Okay, I've got nothing more to say, friends. That's the 3 topics that I wanted to cover, because I thought the Facebook one was important to users. Now, this particular piece of spyware that I'm talking about, okay, will, if it's on your computer, get your bank details. Now, some of these programs can run without you even knowing, okay, if you do happen to get infected with them. There is some antivirus programs will not pick it up, okay, and that's the reason why I decided to test this particular tool out. Now obviously you don't want to fill your computer full of tools, but this particular one, I will be running this here because it will prevent the computer, and it doesn't use up a lot of resources from going in that way. Okay, so if you're interested, you want to check it out. If you don't want to put it on, you're not obliged to do so. Don't put it on your computer and come back and say, PC, you fucked my computer up, okay, because that's not what it's about. It's for me to draw this to your eye and say, do you know this is going on? Did you know about this? Okay. Now obviously if you're using a Linux computer, Windows viruses can do nothing unless you actually use a wine program loader and activate them. Otherwise, you're okay. But there is Linux Trojans out, there is Mac Trojans out, and etc. Also, if you're using an iPod 2 and etc., there is an update out for it, friends. I just got one tonight. There's an ISO out for it. I think it's 6.2. So keep an eye on your updates on your system. Watch where you're going to. You know, some people can send you a link and say, what do you think of it? And, you know, the person's doesn't mean you any harm. It's just they don't know it's a bad link. So maybe you can educate them, you know. Oh, PC Caramel was telling me about that one here. That's to help you keep you right. Spread the word, friends. The less infections on computers, the less chance bad guys are going to use them as botnets and etc. Okay, so thanks, Steve. Can you come on Skype, please?
Yes, please.
Right, Tax and Steve, Tax on again and Steve. Tax runs a trucker show, but he does help me out, and he has been helping me for quite a number of years. Steve also does the same. So
Yep.
that's who's on Skype, friends, at the minute. Anybody else that has any information, go ahead, fire away.
Well, I don't know if I got much to say. Steve did a good job on his
Yep, thanks to it.
on that computer, so I'll be expecting him to wrap that puppy up once he gets it all buttoned up and sending it to me.
You wish.
And then you can start on the second one, which will be even better than your first one. So.
You give me the money and I'll build you one more. You're pretty loaded, so.
Okay. Yeah, about the only thing I wanted to say was I had heard a certain person out here, they're not in the room, just on blog was been spreading the rumors around about, or a rumor around about not having to have a virus program running on your computer.
Right. Okay. Well, let me justify that for for this person who I'm aware of. Okay. Now, you know, I personally don't believe that this person doesn't have an antivirus program, because I do know for a fact. I do know for a fact, without mentioning the name of the program that he's using, he is still taking some sort of protection. Whether it's Strength Talk, I don't know. But let me say something, friends, about antivirus programs. What I know of it. Okay. Let me give you my 2 pence worth, as the saying is called. If you doubt my word that you need an antivirus program, it's very simple to clear your mind. Very simple. If your mind is cloudy and someone has come into your room and said to you, you don't need this, this will put a virus or this will open a port, do yourself a favour, go to Google. It's a big search engine. Type in, do I need an antivirus program? What are my risks? Okay. A simpler procedure, go to Google and type in Trojans. Go to Google, type in computer worms. Read what they do, get to understand what they do, and then ask yourself, what does an antivirus program do? Now, no antivirus program on its own will protect you 100%. I'll agree on that point. But for not to put one on your computer in this day and age, as I say, don't take my word for it. There's quite hundreds of tech shows around the world. There's a guy that does a tech show called the Tech Buzz, Steve. Call in and ask them. Don't mention my name. Call in and say, can you tell me, sir, do I need an antivirus program? Go to your computer shop and ask your computer shop. Write to Microsoft and say, Microsoft, do I need an antivirus program? If you're not connected to the internet and you're just sitting in the house with no connection, you don't need one, because you're not connected. Once you connect to the internet, whether it's a mobile device now, in my opinion, you'd be very foolish if you didn't. The same person that we're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 or 4 months ago, or maybe longer, got a Win32 virus. But he didn't want to come and ask me, how can you remove it, or what is it? He went another way about it. Would you ask the PC, what is it? Even on a Linux computer, which is more secure than a Windows operating system, I personally would use an antivirus program. Because there is Linux viruses out. Very few, but there is still some out. On my MacBook, the latest version, I use an antivirus program. Years ago, when the MacBook first started, there was no antiviruses. And here, let me point you to the right man. The very first man in the world that I know of that designed the very first anti-spyware or antivirus program is Steve Gibson, GRC. Go to his website, read up. He was the one that designed the very first antivirus program. He was the very first one that understood what a virus was when the very first one was wrote. Go and ask him, Mr. Gibson, do you need an antivirus program? Go to Twit TV, ask Leo Laporte, another good friend of mine who I support and I watch his broadcasts. Leo, do you need an antivirus program? And I would say out of 2,000 people in the room, you'll get it. Don't be surprised if they laugh at you. Especially if you tell them you don't have one. But there again, why would you worry about an antivirus program if you're using a fake operating system? If you're using an operating system that you can't even get a Service Pack 1 or you can't update it, why do Microsoft release updates? Ask yourself that question. Why does Linux release updates? Why does Mac, Apple release updates? The three main companies. Why do they release them? Because somebody has found a way of getting access through a program. So they patch it, they close the door, bump bump. They close the door to stop that person using that port or that program to weaken it, and they try to fix it to stop it. That's why you need updates. Ask yourself another question. Do you know if there's any infections on your computer? If you're not sure how to find them, come in to the computer room and ask me. Let's do a test. Let's do let me set an opportunity up to you. Let me ask you to this. Now this does not involve anybody in the room at the minute. Let me say to this person, will you please come on one of the shows some night or some Sunday night and let me go TeamViewer and let me scan your computer if you're not using an antivirus program, and let me see what I can find on your system, and let me prove to you if you're not using one you'll be infected. Now you're probably saying, I don't go to bad websites. Unfortunately, friend, unfortunately, genuine websites can also be infected now, because the guys or the people that's doing the infections are using their head. They're saying to themselves, well, we know about what? We know about AdBlocker. So let's infect this website that hasn't been updated for a while. It's maybe weak. It's sitting well up on Google. Let's infect it. Because we know people's going to it and they're saying from what it's clear. So I can't add any more to that there. Okay. What I am basically saying, if someone, I didn't mention anybody's name, there's no saying of the shoe fits work. If someone thinks that they don't need an antivirus program on their computer, what I am saying is, don't take my word for it. I'm not an expert. Go to tech shows. Go to the guy that designed the very first antivirus program, Steve Gibson, who's well recognised in America. Ask Tom there, Liquid Silver. Tom works at computers 24/7. I am here to help people from getting their computers infected. I'm not charging for the information tonight. And I can assure you one thing, I'm not making a living on it. Okay, so if the shoe fits where if you come into the room to listen, you're welcome. If you come in to make drama out of it, you've got two options. Stop it or go. Okay? If you want to give your opinion about something, you're welcome to do it. But don't bring drama into the computer room, because I personally will remove you. Okay? So, the choice is yours. That's why you're still a mod in the room, you haven't taken off. Okay, so what I'm saying, friends, if you need or you have any doubts about putting an antivirus program on your computer, do a wee bit of research on the internet. Type in Trojan, type in computer worm, and find out what it is. Find out what it does. And, you know, these tools will prevent us as best they can. Obviously, there's no program that will protect you 100%. I don't have a magic wand. But what I can say is, if you're using a program, an antivirus program, a full product, I would recommend you only use one. By all means, have a couple of standalone tools. Anti-malware, super anti-spyware, whatever your choice is. But if you want to have them all run in real time, it's up to yourself. But I would advise you not to. Why? Because I done it one time. I made that mistake. So I'm trying to help you not make it. If you want to use an operating system that's not going to allow you to get all the updates from Microsoft, all I can do is advise you and say, don't use it. Because your computer can be used to attack other systems without you knowing. And your computer can be a carrier. It can carry viruses to your friends, and then they'll fall out with you thinking you give them an infection. Okay? So that's all I want to say, friends, on that particular subject. Anybody else wants to add a question or anything, or has something on their mind to do with technology, please feel free to type it in. I will treat anybody with respect, but I also expect respect back if it's possible. Okay? Personally speaking, drama, it's a thing of the past. I'm not interested in drama. If I've something to say, I'll speak my mind. But this show is for technical knowledge. It's for people that want to help each other. People that want to say, I heard about this program tonight, what do you think about it? Or do you think that I need an antivirus program? I'll give you my opinion. I can't force you to put it on your computers, but the choice is yours. So, you know, as I say, go to Google, type in computer worm. Now, computer worms can eat, believe it or not, the data on your computer. If there was a computer out tomorrow where you didn't need an antivirus program, where you didn't need protection, I would use it. But I know there's not, you know what I mean? So, you know, anybody with common sense would say, fuck, there's a new computer out tomorrow, I can't get infected. That would be brilliant, but it ain't going to happen, friends. This is the real world. Okay, it ain't going to happen. Now, the definition of a computer worm, just to basically, and then I'll let someone else come in there. Computer worms are malicious software applications designed to spread through computer networks. Computer worms are one form of malware, along with viruses and Trojans. Trojans are dangerous, friends. There is remote Trojans where someone can sit and open your CD-ROM tray and play havoc. Your mouse disappears, your screen closes. That could be a Trojan. There is a remote Trojans, okay? And they also can open up other ports, and just basically you might as well have no front door on your home. Anything is welcome. You might as well put a sign up and say, come in, I'm free, you know what I mean? So as I say, friends, don't take my word for it. I'm not here to fake people. I'm not here to take people on. Why would I want to take them on? What would be the point? People say I hack computers. No. Okay, let me make it clear. PC Careman does not hack anyone's computer. PC Kermon will defend his network if someone tries to penetrate it, if he can. But let me make it clear, PC Kermon will not hack no one's computer. Yes, I know how it works. Yes, I know